I have a confession to make. I've actually already made this video once, but like a white belt trying to pull guard at a Muay Thai gym, it didn't go very well. So I've updated it, added a little bit of fine tuning in, and made sure it's actually helpful this time. If you're looking for a jiu-jitsu school and you don't want to end up in a cult or daycare, stay with me. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about how to find the right martial arts gym for you. First, who am I? So basically, my name is Andre. I used to be the lead instructor for the Fit to Fight organization. So with Fit to Fight, we taught Krav Maga as well as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, as well as a couple in-house training programs. So with that, I taught locally to thousands of students over the years, and that's the lead trainer for Fit to Fight at the time. I basically traveled to affiliate training centers, and a large part of my job was working with hundreds of coaches on developing and implementing our programming into their training. So I got to see a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff in terms of how other training centers operate and how coaches coach and how they're received by new students. So for me, the number one thing when it comes to picking a training center, it's going to be, hello, is this thing working? All right, guys, I don't have a lot of time here. They're getting closer. So I know this is going to be really hard to believe, but I'm from the future. Okay, so I got to tell you that the very future of this channel and humanity may depend on you liking, commenting, and subscribing. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't have time to explain right now. But it'll make sense in the future, okay? Just make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I gotta go, they're getting closer. So for me, the number one thing when it comes to picking a training center, it's gonna be geography. So it doesn't really matter how awesome a training center is, because you have training centers like this, and training centers like this, but what you'll find out is, according to research, most people only travel about 4 to 5 miles from their home to their gym. And in this circumstance, we take the martial arts training center to be equivalent to a gym, right? You go to work out and get stronger and get better. So while there may be circumstances where you have a destination training center that everyone wants to travel to, those don't tend to have people traveling there from 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes out consistently. So you want to think about picking somewhere that's close to you, that you're going to be able to go consistently. Because even if they have a top-notch instructor that's world-class in whatever it is that they're teaching, if you're having a hard time consistently making it to class because you have traffic, you have to pick up the kids, you got to make sure that you're getting off time at work to be able to get there, eventually you're going to lose interest or the ability to train, so you're going to get frustrated, and then you're going to stop training there. So I can give you 2 stories. So one, we have a gentleman that trained with us for several years at our Charlotte training center at the time. He had started taking jiu-jitsu, and he'd gotten pretty good at it, but he ended up moving away about 30 to 40 minutes. So what he did is he kept training consistently 2 to 3 days a week, but you got to realize once you're traveling, you've got traffic, you've got frustrations from work, right? It gets really tempting to say like, oh man, by the time I get there, I'm going to miss half the class, or I'm going to miss the warm-ups, man, it's not even worth the effort. So what happened is consistently he would basically stop coming. After about 3 to 4 months, he just didn't fit into his schedule anymore. So he found a training center that fit him closer to where he lived. And then I have another story is I've had people that come and they wanted to train with our local training center at the time. This is probably about 6 or 7 years ago. And they heard about our training center like, oh man, I can't wait to train with you guys at Fit to Fight, back when I was with Fit to Fight. And you know, they're super excited. So they come to train, but they're coming up from almost an hour away. And that works well for a week, works well for a month, but on a longer timeline, once we started getting into 3 to 4, 6 months, once again, that travel time really cut into your ability to train and your passion and your ability to want to stay and stick to it. So let the number one consideration be, make sure that it's somewhere that you can get to relatively closely. Look, training is already hard and scary and daunting enough, especially if you're getting started. So you want to remove as many barriers as possible. So find somewhere where you're going to feel that you can consistently go and dedicate that time to it, because if you're looking to actually train and get better, it does take time. And having something that you can get to relatively without much hassle makes a world of difference. All right, now we move into our next one. What's your why? Why are you training? Is it fitness? Maybe you just want to lose some weight, feel stronger, or do something than lifting things and putting them back down. If that's you, then you need a school that prioritizes safety in training, progressive classes, and doesn't treat you like a punching bag for the competition team. A red flag is after every class, if you end up puking in a corner and they say, that's how we build world champions, they're not talking about you. Is it for self-defense? If you're training not to die in a parking lot, then you want a school that actually teaches strategy, not just memorize sequences. Ask them, do you cover real-world scenarios? And how do you train under pressure? If their answer is that they do katas with nunchucks against muggers, probably not the place for you. Is it competition? Want to test yourself under the lights? That's awesome. Then make sure the gym has a real competition team. Don't just trust the posters on the wall. Ask the coach, when's the last someone competed? Or do the instructors coach when they're at tournaments? Their answer is we used to, or our guy almost won the UFC one time. Yeah, no. Or is it for community and personal growth? Some people train for mental health, some people train for confidence, and some people train to not feel alone in a chaotic world. And that's real, and that's legit. And if that's you, then the gym culture matters more than the techniques. How do the higher belts treat the beginners? Are there even beginners left? And how do instructors talk to people when the cameras are off? And number 3, when it comes to considering places to train martial arts, you want to think about what is the culture of that gym. So while we can say there are some people that want to go into a really competitive atmosphere where they've got people that are going to push them, they're going to compete in the worlds, right? We have a lot of people that may not necessarily be interested in that. Maybe they do want a good challenge, but they're not looking to go to that super competitive aspect. Neither one is good, neither one is bad per se, but it's what you're looking to get out of it. So you have some gym cultures that really just don't fit everybody. So you want to think about ways that you can judge this is, besides taking an actual class to see how everything goes, if you don't have a baseline, just walk into the building and say, hey, look, I like to watch for 30 minutes or a full class even, and see how the instructor takes it. Are they willing? Are they a little standoffish with you? And then as you're watching, see how the instructor interacts. So I will know firsthand that a lot of times the instructor will put on a show, right? So they really want to sell it to the new person. So they'll do something really cool or they'll be really attentive. So you want to keep that in consideration. And you can always do a surprise visit, kind of unannounced, to hop in so the instructor doesn't necessarily know, right? So you can hop in and watch. But generally speaking, it's always a good idea to let them know you're interested and tell them ahead of time that you're going to be there for class, and you can watch it how they're interacting with everybody. If you're feeling connected to the way that coach trains, well, then you're probably going to be comfortable at least starting out there. If you feel conflict, if you feel that something's not quite right, but you can't put it on the tip of your tongue, well, that may not be the training center for you, right? This may be the vibes that they're giving off. And how are the students interacting with each other? Are they friendly? Are they standoffish, right? Are they supportive? Are they helping each other with moves? Or is it every man or woman for themselves? Because remember, these are going to be your training partners. That way that they're treating each other now is how they're going to treat you. You have to consider that aspect of it. A world-class MMA gym might not be the ideal training place for someone that wants to feel safer just walking to their car. And a chill community dojo might not be the right place for someone that's looking to step up on the podium. You're not picking a gym. You're picking an environment that shapes who you're becoming. Choose one that aligns with the version that you're trying to be. That's going to wrap it up for today. So as always, remember to keep your hands up and protect yourselves at all times. Peace.